Greetings, fellow time travelers. In today's driving video, I'm going to be talking about the theory of everything regarding building an audience, I guess, building a social media following that allows you to do what you love and live your dream. I'm speaking out loud because I'm not actually a social media tycoon. I don't have millions of followers or even tens of thousands of followers. But I like to observe. And in that observation, I've seen a consistent, and that word consistent is going to come up a lot here, I believe, on my way to the gym. I've seen a consistent theme throughout the people that I've followed over the years. I love YouTube, like I said in yesterday's Addicted to YouTube video. From, the early days of Rogan into now, or Greg Gallagher, Kino Body, and everything he taught me about intermittent fasting. Whether it's bands, Blink-182, Oasis, what has kept us coming back over and over and over and over? I'm a classic overthinker. I'm always trying to think my way to the top or think my way into success. And what that's really done for me over the years is think myself into not being able to be consistent, because my genius ideas only lead me into creating something that is impossible to recreate on a consistent basis. It's this ego fear of mine that is a block, or a subconscious block, that wants me to put out something beautiful or so unique or so amazing that I'll be the first to have done it, and the concept is so strong, and I can explain it. It's going to make sense. The spreadsheet, what's the word I'm looking for? Future projections totally makes sense, and I can explain it. It's all good, but that really hasn't led me really anywhere, social media wise. I'm seeing that it's the consistency that is the most important. It really is the underlying, it's not the only factor. There's a little formula here that I'll get to. But I'm starting to realize this, and I'm documenting my journey into this. It's day 2 right now, but it's really day 2 of just pulling the Band-Aid and just shooting the breeze. There are so many niches. There are so many different places that you can, a fitness person, or I'm a music production person, or I'm a, market expert, trading expert. I'm a diet expert. I'm a carnivore expert. I'm a carnivore, vegan, carnivore expert. And there's all these micro niches, and you need a micro niche that you can focus on and really hammer down and nail into. And I completely agree with it. But I think there's another way. I think there's another way that's bigger than that. So the question is, how do we find that niche that we need to be, ripping? And I think we are the niche. We are the niche. Our personality is our way of doing things is a very specific, unique algorithm. Our energetic output is a very specific frequency, and that very specific frequency is unique, is the niche. So while there, Greg Gallagher, Kino Body, he's been putting out for years intermittent fasting, worked out 3 days a week, all this stuff. Yes, the data, the words that he is speaking are in the niche of fitness and fasting and that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, the following that he's grown heard what he had to say in the first video, but they keep coming back. Why do they keep coming back? Because his audience aligns, vibrates, harmonizes, I say that a lot, harmonizes with his frequency. And so when they watch Greg, I don't watch Greg as much as I used to, but still love Greg. The frequency matched. There was a harmony. I watch his stuff. I feel good, pumps me up, motivates me, and I keep going. Why has Joe Rogan become so successful? He's been consistent. He's been talking about all kinds of stuff, and it's easy to say, yeah, but he's one of the first podcasters. He can cast a wide net. Yes, this is true. But I think anyone, including myself, including you, can achieve some kind of success of broadcasting yourself and growing an audience by merely being consistent or consistently outputting your frequency. What is, I don't know, I heard somewhere, what's the highest form of, the highest frequency or the highest vibe, whatever, is authenticity. So if you can be authentic and output that on a consistent basis, those are the fundamentals that span success across business, across music, across YouTube or TikTok or whatever. The ones that really nail it are the ones who can consistently be themselves. Here's an example of me not doing this. While I love sci-fi and I love storytelling and I love making music, I've been consistently making music literally since 2017 is when I got back really into it, and I've been making music nonstop. Have I broadcasted my journey about it? No. Have I put out videos updating you constantly? No. Have I been consistent with the podcast? I did it for 1 year and then I stopped. The production was too high level and I was outsourcing and I was doing too much and it just like burnt me out. The Galactic Federation of Time Travelers that my outfit, my suit, all that stuff is great, but it's hard to be consistent with it. I commend people like Oliver Tree who can always be in the outfit, They've always got the haircut or the mask or this. It's high production value. Like it's high art, But I want my work to be fun, and for it to be fun, it's got to flow, and for it to flow, it's got to be easy to do and repeat. Like I have a lifetime's worth of experience of 36, and I've lived 36 years, and I have all these ideas in my head. So me sharing that consistently, I think, is an effective way of being able to broadcast my vibration. And at the end of the day, everyone who is a fan of a certain YouTuber, a certain TikToker, a certain band, it's not necessarily, I think the 3D way of looking at it is that like you vibe with the info or the kind of music or whatever it is. But I think at the end of the day, you vibe with the person's frequency. And Blink-182, why have they been so successful? Why are they arguably, well, I'm more of a Blink fan than a Green Day fan. I grew up, Green Day before Blink. But why? I'm thinking, why is Blink still relevant? Blink is still relevant because they've been broadcasting their authenticity forever. With their, their Urethra Chronicles, those behind the scenes tour videos that they used to do, or in the studio, or Cheetah when I think they were doing the Untitled album, was filming everything and broadcasting it. They were authentically broadcasting themselves. And if you like that kind of thing, if that vibration harmonizes with you, you're into it. You're down. You like Blink. And their music is just a celebration of them. It's falling in love with the characters. Why does everyone, just here's an example. It doesn't mean you love Rachel from Friends. But we tend to fall in love with people that we see consistently. And if you don't see them consistently, you forget about them and you fall out of love, perhaps. But Blink has consistently been posting and sharing their ups and downs and all that stuff. Oasis, another band that I love. Why have they remained relevant? They consistently are themselves. And the media loves when they just talk shit as they do. They consistently are putting themselves out there in an authentic way. If you don't agree with them, if you don't like their music or you don't like their personalities, it'll be like content that's not for you that you just brush to the side. But if you do, you'll vibe with it. And that's why the importance of consistency. I see consistent output of content like the new way of, let's see if I can make this U-turn. The consistent output of content is like having salesmen working for you, knocking on doors. Not every door is going to like what you have to sell. That's just the way it goes. Like, you're not going to appeal to everyone, but the more consistency and the more output you have, the more chances of you matching up with someone who vibes with you. For example, like I'm rambling and I'm going to put some title about, the secret to, or the theory of, I don't know, social media fan bases. I have no idea. Most people see it. I'm not going to have a crazy, Mr. Beast thumbnail because I'm just getting warmed up, and I don't want to have like dopamine videos. I just want to have long form, just shooting the breeze, relaxing kind of videos. I don't know where I was going with that, but I'm gonna put it out there. Yeah, and some people might see it and they'll be like, "Fuck that! I'm not really interested." But the people who are interested will be like, "Hey, that makes sense. I like that." And maybe they'll like the idea of what the content is. But if they start watching and they say, hey, this guy kind of has thoughts like I do. I'm kind of vibing with what he's saying. And it's long form. It's not all cut up and there's no sound effects. It's kind of relaxing. I do personally want to put out relaxing content. I don't want to make content that just like jolts you like caffeine to the dome. But all that to say is I feel like the formula is consistency times authenticity is the key. And it seems so simple, but it's so hard when you're overthinking everything and you want to be the creator of a new niche or a micro niche. And at the end of the day, people vibe with personalities. And if you can consistently broadcast your personality, plan less, do more, I think that'll go a long way. The goal is not necessarily like a billion followers. The goal was to start making videos that were intended to be received by my past self. So imagine my audience right now is me when I was young. So I'm 36 now. This video would be for me when I'm 22 or 25. And I'm pretty sure there's other people who are, I'm not that unique. There's a lot of people who are very much like me. Like, how many avatars are there? Not that many. So I know that I'm not that original, which is key because other people will relate. And maybe by broadcasting this, it'll give a young content creator the ability to give himself perspective or herself perspective about themselves and be like, oh, like this crazy plan and this insane high quality editing and this and that's going to take me away from the core. That is just authenticity output on a consistent basis. Like, maybe that'll help more people put more stuff out faster. Who knows? I also feel like when I'm saying this and I'm speaking out loud, I am speaking to my younger self, because if time is an illusion, then whatever I'm saying and digesting is being absorbed by my younger self, which means my younger self would have figured this out, which means I figure it out now, which means I can do it now. And it's about removing that fear of, oh, it's not perfect, it's not good. I'm of Greek descent. And it's like a classic thing for Greek guys to like open restaurants and make them crazy and make them huge and like get all these investors and go bananas on it. Because it's an inherent fear of looking small if you don't do that. But all the greats, all the smart people start small. They start small and scale into wherever the tide takes them. So once you start putting things out, you start to build a little momentum. You see what works, you see what doesn't, you can flow. It's like the definite like lean startup mentality. Like 0 to 1, Peter Thiel or Thiel. I think it's Thiel. It's like put out an MVP that sucks, that you're not proud of, but at least putting it out will have some kind of environmental interaction or feedback, and then that feedback will guide your next decision rather than assuming 1,000 simulations in the future that may or may not be true. You only know when you go. Famous quote from a friend of mine. It's not famous, but the quote will be famous because of it. You don't know until you go. And it's about just pulling that Band-Aid and going for it. Like right now we're 17 minutes in. I drove by the gym about 8 minutes ago because it was flowing. But this idea of consistent output is the most important thing. You know, title it accordingly, I guess. We're going to see with me, right? I'm not the expert. I think it took me so long to walk. Side story. It took me so long to walk because I wanted to be the perfect walker before I started walking. I was analyzing and I was observing. But when I started walking, man, I was flying. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do here is I just want to put out good vibes. I want to put out stuff that's maybe helpful, maybe relaxing. Who knows? But understanding this and getting out of my own way is the most important part. I bought this camera holder thing for my car like 4 weeks ago, and I didn't do shit. It took me 4 weeks to even do it. Then I saw a Sam Sulek video. This jack dude with the sweetest bro philosophy vibe. I was like, man, this guy he's connecting. I'm not saying that I'm going to connect like that, but he's connecting because he's authentic. He's authentic. He's putting it out, and people are digging it. Not only are they digging it, but they're making playlists of his videos that are sleep playlists because his voice is so soothing. And in a dopamine filled world, he, by accident, I guess, made content that really sticks out because it's not hyper edited or hyper scripted or anything. He's just talking about stuff when he's going to the gym. So that's the big takeaway. I just got into the gym parking lot, and it's here, I think, is the success formula. Like it has been my success formula for making music. I've been consistently making music and producing music. So the craft has grown, it's evolved, it's fun. I love doing it. But no one's going to hear that music until my marketing side has done the same thing. And the consistent output of authenticity is all that matters. That's where I'm at. And I'm happy to be sharing it. See you next time, fellow time travelers.